I mean, since the new year is approaching, it's basically a new year almost. I thought it would be a good video to do of leaving people behind. I will probably do another ones that are similar either before again or after the new year. And so, yeah, let me get straight into as far as leaving that person behind. So this applies to anybody, and I also want to say it almost applies to any thing, situation, this like as far as like your job or something that you need to leave behind. We could refer to that similarly in some sort of way. So back to my point, if you're going to be leaving it behind, you need to leave it behind because it's not serving you any longer, which I'm sure some of y'all heard of this before. But you want to look at it as in like, if you're so serious about what you want in life and how things can be done differently, those things that are stopping you, as I always talk about with limiting beliefs, what is it tied to? Because if you're going to be, let's say, how can I word this? If you're going to be the rope, right? And then you are the rope that gets tied to the rock. Now, if the rock gets thrown into the water, what's going to happen? If it gets thrown into the water, the ocean, the lake, the beach water, like what's going to happen? A swimming pool, what's going to happen? I'm sure y'all I'm sure y'all figured that out or know it, right? If you want to comment it, you can, but what's going to happen? I could ask you 10 times and you're going to have the same answer. Maybe say in different ways, but the same thing. So you will sink. You will sink, you will drown. The rock is going down, okay? And this is a metaphor that I could use, or let me say analogy, my bad, because this just refers to this is life as well. This is the same thing with things that are holding you back as far as substance, especially substance abuse, or things as going back to comfortability, certain environments that can keep you feeling like you're not out of place, keep you feeling like, oh, this is your familiarity and it's not having you be out of balance in a sense. And also, a greater way to, of course, look at it is that there's a challenge that comes with it. So your perception is always going to be key, because if you view it as like it's affecting you, it's holding you back, when it's actually doing the opposite, you will be that sinking rock. You will be the rope that's tied to that sinking rock, and it's just going to bring you down more. And you could even look at yourself as a person that sees the rope that is tied to the rock that does not want to be tied to that rock. Let's say if you have to use that rope to scale up in other areas. So that means if you got to leave someone behind or leave a certain situation behind, all that sorts of stuff, when you're choosing to do that, it's because you're understanding where you're headed to. And also, in a sense, when I talk about like all that manifestation stuff and when people are becoming who they are, it's always in a present tense. It's never as if like it's about to happen necessarily. You can definitely do it that way, but what's stronger is on a subconscious level, having yourself believe that it's already happened. So when you're saying in it, present tense, it's obviously in the past. And you could even say it in a present tense as in like it's not necessarily present tense, but it's present, as in it's happening that very moment. I hope y'all are understanding. If you want me to elaborate per usual, let me know. If you have questions, concerns, let me know. Don't forget about my website if you want to talk about your situation or what's going on with you, how to figure it out and navigate towards it, have strategic plans on how to execute and get things done, and just not to be set back this time around. Like if you're really serious and you want to make things happen, it can, but the choice is up to you, right? So it's time to decide, and it's time to really be serious about it this time around. And having a fresh start in the beginning of the year is nice, but when you're going at it and still doing it 6 months later and finishing it off strong, and that last quarter of the year is what's going to be crucial, bottom line, every single time. And bottom line too, it's not going to be your start that always matters, because your start can be a great start but a bad finish. So keeping the momentum going and then scaling up even with downfalls or setbacks or fall offs are always going to be important and crucial. With that being said, I know I added a little bit more, kind of said other stuff to try to help, but you can book by clicking the link down below. And I do have a Patreon account that gives you more insight about my life, personal life, behind the scenes, other areas and other things that are more personal, people wanting help on there too. So I do have two, but you can click on the one that is, it's up to you actually, but the one that I'm referring to is the one where it's like the personal life, what I do, let's say on like daily, maybe daily routines, updates on my life, all that sorts of good stuff, more to know about me, all that good stuff. Link is down below and you can join for free. Now back to what I was saying. If you don't want to be the sinking rock, What you want to now do, what you now want to become, is the person that has full control over their life. So this will look like, let's say the rock is near the ocean, and the ocean can have crazy waves. Crazy waves will be for using this as an analogy again, crazy waves can be a reference as to the person that you just keep stringing along, all that stuff, right? So if you know that the crazy waves are coming and you're yet the person that can see it, because you have to have awareness in life. Anything that you want to change and want better, and you know that it's hurting you and preventing you, you have to have awareness to know that first and then make a change after. So then that will look like you get up, you go ahead and untie yourself to that rock, and you take yourself. You take yourself to where you need to be, where it's secured, in a sense of not security, comfortability, but secured where you know you can have control over it. You know that you can protect yourself and help yourself heal and help yourself grow, all sorts of stuff like that. With that being said, I want to make it important and add the crucial matter of, if this is something that's obviously causing blockage, if you love yourself enough and love yourself even more, you should know better. It's not going to be always a comfortable feeling of letting go of something you love or has been around, or if you created memories with, or is just so familiar once more to you. Of course it's not. However, when you think of longevity and why there's a reason to doing it and what's the purpose behind it, even let's say for instance a breakup, of course in the beginning it's always going to be rough and hard. Like you have to have the acceptance of, I'm going to go through this no matter what. I think one of the best things to hear for a breakup is, you're going to go through it no matter what, but how easier do you want to make it for yourself, or how much you want it to be not so rough. So things such as like getting up and going to the gym, having consistent habits. Let me even switch it to a different way of viewing it. If you have like friendships or family members or situationships, relationships, etc., things of that sort, that every single time around when you're having a maintained routine, when you get back around that person, it sets you back, it holds you back, all sorts of stuff. At that given moment, what you should be knowing is that you have to, if not detach completely, do some sort of distancing to a degree. It has to be done no matter what. No questions about it. It has to be done. Now, with that being said, if it looks like you know that period of time, let's say it's okay, 2 days out of that week. So there's 7 days in a week. So 2 days you go see that, whatever it is, whoever that is. And then you know the second day you're more affected by it. Again, it could apply to your environments, etc. And so if that's going to end up being the case, do not get to a second day, right? And also do not let it be 2-3 weeks out of that month. If you can reduce it to one and potentially 2 weeks of seeing that person or being in that environment. With that being said, it's meaning that you want way more, right? Don't let that one go over your head. You want way more for yourself, way more than that actual thing, because it's not going to serve you way more than wanting way more. And when I say way more, I'm talking about way more in general for your own being, way more for yourself in general, to feel better and happier and healthier. You want that so much for yourself. And trust me, when you get to that feeling, you never want to go back. So I say that to say, like, that desire has to be strong, that it could overcome anything that does sink you back, that does bring you back and have you feeling a sense of like, oh, okay, discouragement. Oh, okay, like this is not helping me. Or, oh, okay, like I just can't help myself. I'm reversing, like going backwards, etc. So don't let yourself sink. Don't watch yourself go backwards. Don't watch yourself like destroy yourself in a sense, or choose what's wrong. Choose the easier path when it's not actually helping you. All sorts of stuff like that, and choosing something or someone that is not meant for you. And in the upcoming videos, I definitely will do more. Let's personally just say, I'll definitely just do more. Let me say, directed to maybe relationships or a specific thing. I wanted this to be more generally speaking, just because if you're thinking about entering a new year and just trying to have the best and use the best, use the year to the best of your advantage or your ability, you do want to take away everything that's baggage. And that's just back to the rock, is a baggage to a rope that doesn't want to sink, of course. All right. And definitely don't want to be the person watching yourself sink when you can do something about it. Okay. I love y'all, and I want y'all to love yourself more, or let's say you guys love yourself more. So take care of yourselves. Make sure you're really doing what it takes and doing what you can as well. In other words, like, don't choose the instant gratification, the short satisfaction. Don't choose the, okay, I'll just do it now because it's going to be worth it now. No, it will be worth it later, right? And I say worth it in the sense of like it's better off not letting it be worth it now, because it being worth it now isn't going to be worth it later. You get what I'm saying? So bottom line is just choose what's going to make the most sense, what's going to be the most healthiest for you, what's going to be the better results at the end, not the short term, because the end is what matters the most. And just understand you're going to get through it. Just take it day by day, and just show up for yourself, as they say, right? And don't let yourself sink. You will prosper. You will watch yourself prosper and flourish. Okay, as I said, I love y'all. You love yourself more. Take care of yourself, and I will talk to y'all very much soon. Bye, y'all.